you? Xin chào. Bonjour. I guess you know it's French, because I'm also French. And good day. Who knows what good day is from? Any Australian in the room? Okay. So thank you very much for having me here today. It's really wonderful. I'd like to start the session with this. This is a bell from the Plum Village. It helps me to remind me who I am, who I can be. Thanks to Thầy Thich Nhat Hanh, I have learned so much about myself. So, I'd like to talk about this, a cultural identity crisis. Have you ever stared into a steaming bowl of pho and its perfume broth swirling with rice noodles? Its perfume broth really makes you feel so hungry and yummy herbs, and yet you feel a hollowness within. This, my friend, is the unspoken struggle of many Generation Z like you in this room, the children of parents from obviously different generations and values, or children of immigrants and those raised between cultures. We are a delicious paradox, a fusion of traditions and hashtags, eager to connect with their heritage while shaping our own path in a world saturated by social media. Anyone in this room with no social media account? Right. I think the question has no sense anymore, right? So, you might have seen this word before. I love this word. It's pronounced hiraeth. This is a Welsh word describing a deep longing, a homesickness for a place that may not exist, or reflecting the search for your own belonging and a sense of self. We all want to feel that we belong somewhere, right? And I'm sure that a lot of us experience this feeling. So, searching for who we are, sometimes we don't even make time to think about it, to pause, to stop, and question, and share with friends and family about who we want to be and where we want to belong. So, the elephant in our eye. You saw I have an eye, but I don't feel myself as an elephant. Having said that, the irony when we think about it is deafening. We all crave for a deeper connection with our families. So, to understand the tapestry of experiences woven into our Vietnamese identity. Yet, our homes often feel like the least safe, emotional place to explore this internal conflict. Research is showing that 68% of Vietnamese American youth are feeling a pressure to conform to what? To their parents' expectation, which is also leading to feeling of isolation and anxiety. So, this self-inflicted silence, fueled by the fear of judgment or dismissal, creates a pressure cooker of emotions threatening to boil over. We might feel like strangers in our own families, and we don't want to think about it because we don't know how to bridge the gap. So, this is what's happening here. This is the clash between the screens and the family values. The digital age has intensified this disconnection. The Vietnamese Gen Z in Vietnam, you here in this room, and also overseas, are bombarded by the curated intrusion, and I'm choosing that word, intrusion of social media algorithm. Influencers exhibit unrealistic lifestyles, perfect lifestyles with glitter, while family values often feel rooted in a long-gone area. So, this constant comparison fuels a sense of inadequacy and disrupts the transmission of cultural heritage. Research are showing also that 72% of Vietnamese American teenagers prioritize individuality and self-expression over family traditions. Really think about it. It's a big number, according to the Pew Research Center. This highlights a growing break between generations. And we already had generational and cultural issues even before social media. So a similar trend is emerging also here in Vietnam among your generation, the Gen Z, according to RMIT University, a study done in 2021, we were talking about 65% of respondents reporting feeling of anxiety, depression, isolation. And all this is coming from the pressure to conform to societal expectation, but also from the social media recommended perfect life for you. So let's think about this, the double life which is really behind the screen. So this pressure to conform often leads to what we call code switching between cultures. And this is a very, very good term because we have to understand that this is draining emotionally to switch, to please and to conform. A study by the University of Sydney, where I used to work when I was in Australia, found that nearly 80%, 78% of Vietnamese Gen Z overseas maintain separate social media accounts. One for the families and one for the friends group. And that means a reflection that we are anxious about how we want to express our true selves at home. So this constant performance takes a toll on mental health, with studies suggesting a correlation between social media use and increased rates of depression and anxiety. So really check your media consumption. So, communication. How to build the bridge over, and I call it bridge over the banh mi. Open communication, open communication, open communication. That is the key main concept. And that is really the key ingredient for success. So the answer doesn't lie in choosing sides between tradition and modernity. This answer lies in open and honest communication based on mutual respect. And I repeat, mutual respect, not a one-way respect. Parents, if there's any here in this room, put down your phones. Give your attention, actually, your full attention, and truly listen to your children's aspirations and dreams. Be present, your mind, not just your body. Bring compassion, open your heart. Bring empathy. When you sit and listen, knowing that it's hard for your children to want to come and talk to you and with you. Children, teenagers, young adults, break the silence and share your dreams with respect. Don't bring preconceived ideas about your parents' possible reactions. Be open. Your mind, of course. Nurture what I call your inner diplomat skills with compassion and openness where no one loses. No one is losing face. No one should lose face. We are in Asia. We all have a sense of self. Behave as if you are in a negotiation situation where both sides need to be heard, understood, and respected. Be mindful about your chosen words, energy, and body language. Leave your hot head attitude at the door. Maybe you don't have a hot head attitude, but really choose the right moment for both parties. Practice mindful breathing. Practice mindful speaking before you engage in that conversation. Pause. Don't jump in. Be curious about how it feels within yourself. Connect with yourself. And remember, it's not about blame, but about fostering understanding, about mutual understanding. And again, I repeat that word. It's mutual, not a one-way understanding. So, how can we co-create a culinary masterpiece? So forget about replicating the past or blindly assimilating if you don't pause and question. Instead, view yourself as co-creators of a new, vibrant identity. Parents, take an interest in your children's passion, hidden dreams, however over-interesting or foreign they may seem. Not everyone will be a rocket scientist, a medical doctor, or a dentist. And we don't need that many anyway. Children, teenagers, young adults, actively seek to understand your parents' cultural background, which is also yours. Not out of obligation or duties, but out of curiosity and a desire to bridge the gap. So the gap between what you see as cultural expectation and where you would like to go for yourself. So we need to embrace that discomfort. Vulnerability is a key spice, and this process is not easy and won't be easy. They don't last, remember. Pleasant or unpleasant emotion, they don't last. And we have to remember that. The sharing needs to be really genuinely shared and heard and felt. We need to find the right time to be vulnerable. But within this vulnerability lies the potential for profound, deep connection, not the superficial harmony. So this is your inner strength of building bridges, bridging cultural and generational gaps. So really, by fostering open dialogue, we can appreciate the richness of the cultures that flow through our veins, creating a unique and delicious identity that is truly our own. So I'd like to share with you 3 takeaways, and this is your recipe for success. The first one, the radical self-acceptance is one of the key spices. Embrace who you are, the traditional and the modern. There's no shame in reaching out for help if your home doesn't feel emotionally safe or the best place to start a conversation. And it's okay, nothing wrong. You might have a caring friend or a wise person who can listen to you without judging, and social groups or like-minded people as well. Look for them. And there are plenty of mental well-being people out there who want to help you. Make the step when needed. Craft your own Vietnamese identity is the second takeaway. Don't be afraid to borrow from the modern world while cherishing your family's tradition. Embrace the spices of tradition. Add the fresh herbs of your passions and create a flavor that is uniquely you. Utilize the best of both worlds to create a unique and delicious identity. Use your brain rather than algorithm. This unique blend is what makes you you. You don't need to change your first name to sound more Western and feel that you can fit in this world. You don't need to be a Jimmy or Monique or Annie or Sarah if you have already beautiful Vietnamese name with meaning. Shostakovich or Dostoevsky have not changed their name, so it's easily pronounceable. And we all need to learn from each other. We deserve equal cultural respect. And the last one is about unplugging to reconnect. Social media can distort reality, as we all know, but you need to build your identity with intention, not comparison. Own who you are. Reclaim your identity if you have lost it, or craft it and co-create it together. Focus on the amazing things that makes you Vietnamese, both old and new. We are the next generation of Vietnamese. Actually, you are rather than me. Poised to create a legacy that honors the past while embracing the future. Don't be afraid to experiment, to make mistakes, and it's okay, but keep growing. This is a recipe you need to adjust as you explore life. There's no perfect recipe. There are no set measurements for the perfect use. This is a lifelong journey of self-discovery. So, ditch the instant noodles and the highlight reels, because we can live with less algorithm and co-create who we can be. So, let's find your for real selves. Together, bon appétit. Merci.